Ben, do you have any envoy questions? You probably have the most well, Tim probably has
You're
the most
supposed to ask that,
class,
but she said we're ready to go, so we're live.
Man, I don't know. We'll see.
I still haven't got any notifications.
Once again, man, I don't know what to tell you outside Get Good.
That's
Seems
weird.
like you do know what to tell him.
So are we actually live?
Yes.
Like, oh, look at that. We are. That's crazy. Hi. I didn't. Well,
I told you we were live, and you're like, I didn't get a notification. I was
that's
like, okay,
weird.
but we're live still.
Now I got the notification. It was just a little delayed. Alrighty. Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to get this random hair off my mic because that's weird. Thanks for joining us. I'm so excited to be playing some Starfinder 2nd edition playtest. We've already brought up some 1st edition questions and said, nope, that's not how it works anymore. So if you know Pathfinder 2nd edition, you know how to play Starfinder. We've got new classes to try out, new ancestries, and we don't have any spellcasters this time, but there are new spells and feats and everything. I think Tim's character is the closest we have to a spellcaster.
You're not allowed to use the letter that comes after H. There's an NIRL word band. Thanks, Rylan.
That's perfect for a actual play stream.
That's accurate.
I just want to say.
No.
I already. Nope.
You did it
Dani
twice.
just wants to say. Dani already planned on talking in the 3rd person with Dani's character. So this is not
true.
because of the word band.
That is totally true. You did say that. So a little bit to catch people up if you're not familiar with what's going on with Starfinder. Starfinder 2 is in like beta right now. They have open play tests, all the information, like the playtest book. I think you can get the PDF of it free. You can buy a printed version of it if you like to have the book. And they put out a few free playtest scenarios. And there's also a couple longer form adventures that you can purchase, which I'm hoping that people like Starfinder and we can check those out. The GM is hoping. Mm-hmm. Dang it, Rylan. They
every
cover a
time
few
you mess
levels.
up, we all get a hero point.
No,
and
I already
anytime
gave
we
you all a
mess
hero
up,
point.
you take a hero point back.
Why are you trying to punch him like a punching bag for hero points? This character is going to be dead in 2 hours one way or another.
Because someone redeemed 2,000 channel points for it.
Yeah,
and
Rylan
Tim feels like that should be merited and warranted.
Well, we are trying. Rylan does have an over 100 stream streak, so he's got a lot of points to spend.
Mm-hmm.
I think watching us on stream is its own reward, but what do I know?
Agreed. But with Pathfinder 2nd edition, we are running one of the first playtest scenario. This one is called. It left my head. Shards of the Glass Planet by Mike Kimmel. It's made for level 1 characters, and they have 6 pre-generated characters out for people to use, or in the playtest booklet, it has the full rules to make your own characters, including a bunch of different races. Like there's some weird, cool, really weird Starfinder stuff in there.
This person has a question.
Do you?
Not a question specifically, but we just got a message. Do you want me to read it?
Wait.
An email?
An email?
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with what we're doing currently?
It could. I haven't read it.
Why don't you read it?
Okay. Hi,
To
Tim.
yourself. Okay, fine.
Hi, Tim. Annuities are typically thought of as inflexible. With the structured capitalist strategies plus variable annuity, it's all about flexibility. Clients get the flexibility to transfer
Wait,
out
did the
segments
networking
prior
email or
to
did you
maturity.
get a work email?
This person just opened up email, and this was the one that was there.
So this is your work email. We don't need to...
Flexibility to
hear
choose
that.
from a wide range of segments based on the client's need.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So, thanks, Equitable. Yes.
Can I see you in the kitchen for a minute?
Ben's getting the wooden spoon. Watch out.
That
And
wooden spoon, too.
If you're already upset, I am unexcited for you to hear the voice that this person will be
How
using.
many channel points to ban Tim from talking?
No, it's an actual play. We can't have
Yeah, we need
Tim
him.
banned from talking.
Not 100 bits
No, stop.
per 5 minutes.
No. What?
Per 1 minute.
This is an almost all talking show.
Some is body language.
Some, yeah, that's true. But I was going to talk about some of the extra things they have in the playtest book.
My character is a dancer
Do you want to play a floating brain jellyfish?
with media lore.
Because you can play a Barathru, which is literally just it looks like a floating jellyfish that's mostly a brain.
Tim would like that.
Right? Tim would also really like to play a Sheeran, which
Correct.
is a bug people.
This is incredibly accurate.
Yep.
Sign language is an internationally recognized form of communication that doesn't require speaking.
I really like Kasathas.
Fast apple.
They've got like a big cone head
Thank
and
you.
4 arms. They're really cool.
Tim really likes them too.
Yeah, my favorite are the Skittermanders.
No, Tim hates those.
Skittermanders. They look
You just
like
the name.
oh my! I do really like the name, but they kind of look like a 6-armed Care Bear, and they are like universally across their species, just like over enthusiastic and happy all the time.
Same.
They're pretty amazing. So for
You do kind of suffer from resting energetic face.
Right? It's like the one time
Wow.
I'm not smiling, people are like, "Are you okay?" It's like just sometimes I gotta relax the muscles. Can't help it.
So real quick, I want to have everybody introduce their character real briefly with your ancestry and class, and like what you know about the characters so far, given that we haven't actually played with them yet.
Sure, I can go first.
Thank you.
There was
All
a
right,
question.
so I'm playing Navasi, who seems to be some sort of alien race known as a Haumian. Am I pronouncing that right?
So close. It's Human.
Okay. Human. So she is a envoy, which is a class that, if I'm vastly oversimplifying, but seems to be mostly kind of rogue face elements, with a little bit of investigator thrown in. Basically, communicating with others and directing teams. She's very easily slots into a leader tactician kind of mode, but also has some stealth and hacking and whatnot going on the side.
Yeah, I love how the Starfinder classes are unique enough that it's not just like, oh, it's this but in space, but at the same time to help people understand that might not know Starfinder, I see an envoy as kind of like bard plus investigator.
Yeah, and her background is outlaw, so I kind of just think of her as like used to be part of a thiefy gang of some sort.
Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah, for these pre-gens, they gave you like the smallest amount of information to go with role playing.
Think Han Solo if he was a leader. And you're pretty close.
All right, Pickle, what do you got?
All right, so I'm gonna take your Han Solo and I'm gonna up it.
Oh, there you
by
go.
A Chewbacca. Only hairless. Anyway, I'm playing a soldier named Obozaya, who is a Vesk, which is this.
Vesk are essentially lizard folk in space.
Yes, in this like giant mech suit.
Yo!
Oh yay! Thank you.
Hey, Cliff Jumper!
Hi, Cliff Jumper.
Thanks, Cliff
Because
Jumper.
I love all of you.
Aw, we love you back, man. 20 months. Thanks so much.
That's awesome. So yeah, I'm a soldier. I've got a machine gun. I have like a lightsaber axe.
Yeah, it's called a Dashko.
I don't know what could go wrong. Pretty
Nothing.
much. But limited verbal interactions, does talk in the third person a lot like a Pokemon.
I love it.
Just I say my own name over and over again. So
What is your name again?
Obozaya.
I really like that you picked up on that. I was hoping you'd say it in character.
Obozaya.
That was really good.
Obozaya will go first. Obozaya keep you safe. Listen to Obozaya.
Like, Cliff Jumper says, I am Groot.
Yes, a lot. Yes. Yep. Kendra and I kind of already decided we're just going to like take this whole thing. We're just going to Guardians of the Galaxy it.
I don't mind that at all.
You
What,
know.
Oh, I'm halfway to Firefly already. We're gonna have trouble.
so we're already mixing so many space metaphors here. You are Chewbacca, but also Groot.
But also a little Drax.
Yeah. So who is your rocket
I'm
equivalent?
holding it. It's my machine gun.
No, I meant Kendra's character.
I never. How do you pronounce it?
Isef?
Isef is a
Operative?
Operative.
Yeah.
Operative is the official way to say that class now.
She's an android, and she just has a lot of weapons. Actually, that are really cool that I was reading, that I'm excited to use.
Oh, so like a secret agent type of operative,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
SEAL Team 6 sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff. I was reading through this character this morning, and I was like, yo, this thing is busted. And then I read Tim's character, and I was like, whoa, this is even more busted. Isef there, or however you want to say, you could say Isef, doesn't really matter, has a lot of cool abilities with aiming and shooting. Where again, it's kind of like Investigator with their strategic strike, where you can aim to get a bonus to your next damage when you shoot things with your pistol.
Do you have a picture?
Oh, yeah.
So it's my nebula.
Yeah, I was going to go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're even blue.
Exactly. That's my first thought when I saw it this morning.
Boom.
Very cool. All right, everybody prepare yourselves. What do you have, Tim?
I'm Day. I'm a cat man.
Yep,
Wow.
true.
That.
You look so cool.
I'm cool as hell.
So this is a new ancestry for Starfinder 2nd edition called a Patra,
Yeah.
which is basically catfolk, but
Patra.
a little bit different.
It's Patra.
Sure, Patra.
There's an H.
Oh.
Okay,
That would make
I
it
like
Patra.
Patra better. You're a Miles chosen.
Males.
No, I'm going to say Mile.
But that's disrespectful to my ancestry.
You pronounce
get
it the way
ready for that.
you like. I'll pronounce it the way I like.
My background is I'm an icon because I'm a celebrity and I'm dope as balls. I'm a famous performer. Maybe you've heard of me. I'm a Solarian, and I have class notes that say Radiant.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I think when you choose Solarian, there's like most things in Pathfinder, you can choose like a subset of that. Radiant.
So I have a solar weapon where I can shoot people with the sun and or gravity.
Yeah. So you can that's like his image. You can just be like Pachoo! And just shoot like sun energy from your fingers.
If you
That's
had
so
to
cool.
describe me, I would describe it
Harbinger.
as an elegant solar knight who unleashes the stellar forces of light and gravity against enemies in stunning displays. And Day is a famous performer who excels at feats of great grace. I combined grace and strength into strength. Grace, strength, and showing off dance moves.
So good. Did you read the competitive spirit
I pretended to.
reaction that he has based on being a Patra?
I did. So this is dope as hell.
This
so
one fits you so well.
It's a reactive that I can use once per hour, and if someone is trying to do a skill check that I'm trained in, I can try to do it better, and I get a +2 on the roll to do it better than them. And if I get a success or a degree of success higher than them, there's no hour cooldown, and I can just do it again immediately. But if I get a critical failure, I take -1 to all skill checks attempted with that skill for the next hour as I try new techniques to improve my future attempts.
You like get the yips because you
Yes,
messed up.
Correct.
Okay, so who at this company, when they were making these pre-gens, who's a fan of our network? And they were like, guys, I got to make a character specifically for this one podcaster. Like,
Right.
that character's made for Tim.
Right?
Made for him.
What's
I first
funny-
saw the character picture and I was like, cat person, pass. And then I looked at the bug person and was like, yo, dope. And then I was like, I don't want to play exactly mud again. So I'll go with the one that punches people with the sun.
Right? So we were talking about, obviously we were setting things up, talking about who's playing what character, and Tim was like, yo, guess what character I want to be? And I was like, obviously the bug person, chick.
You said both. You said
Well, I
bug
said
person or
chick,
they.
and then I said, oh, I said Day. Then I was like, oh wait, there's a bug person. You want to be that one? And you're like, yes. And then you're like, no, but I read chick. He's a mystic, which is really cool. It's basically like cleric or oracle, but yeah, on the Lost Omens podcast, that's what Tim played with Mud as an oracle. So trying something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And you are like crazy damage dealer. It's nuts because even your range strikes, you add your strength modifier to.
Yeah, it's D6s, but like it's okay.
Pachoo!
I just punch from
For
afar.
a second, I was very confused when you said that he played an oracle.
That's what I was.
That was his core class technically, but yeah, he was way more ranger and then psychic later on.
He was kind of not really anything.
It was nothing but everything, all at once.
I was a ringmaster, is what I was.
Court says maybe we need a Tim Fails roll counter.
That's gonna get aggressive real
That's
quick.
so good. I like it a lot.
I could probably figure that out real quick.
All right, so since this is a playtest scenario, we're not setting it up like a campaign. If we would take more time to talk about like why are these four, cat person, lizard person, robot person, and person together doing stuff. In this case, it's just you are working together as a crew, and you have been hired by the Church of. I just had it a second ago. Waden, which is one of the new deities in Pathfinder. I don't know if it's new for 2nd edition, but compared to Pathfinder, it's new. So you would know. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about this one. So Waden is also known as the Endless Horizon. It says Waden crafts avatars of himself of all ancestries and genders to wander the galaxy and experience mortality. Thus, he teaches his followers to treat anyone they meet with the same respect and dignity they'd show him. Waden enjoys exploration and discovery, and he believes everyone deserves the equal right to pursue such experiences. So you've been hired by the Church of Waden to go to this planet called Byrnum's Bubble, to investigate. So in a chat here, someone would like to read out that image, if you can, if it blows up enough, of the missive you got. Your kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Briefing.
Hang on. I actually closed it because I was like, Dan's not going to want me to have Facebook open while we're playing.
Only when I
So we've
send
been
you
hired-
messages.
So we've been hired by the Church of Waden, and we are on this planet, and we are supposed to contact the person who's going to give us our job.
Essentially, yeah.
All right, how did we get here?
On a ship.
We're on
Sweet.
a boat. Do you want me to read this?
Yeah.
So the mission briefing, it says, welcome to the Byrnum's Bubble survey team. We've had our eyes on this planet for many years. No one in recorded history has ever passed through the energy field surrounding the planet to learn why all its living people and animals are missing, or who built the ancient cities that dot the surface. In the wake of the drift crisis, the energy field has begun to shatter, falling piece by piece to the surface. While this enables us to explore the planet, the field's collapse is causing great destruction, which we project will only get worse in time. On behalf of the Church of Waden, he who is the Endless Horizon, I thank you for your help in exploring the planet before its secrets are lost forever. You'll be joining one of the Hinterlands survey teams at the coordinates provided. They're investigating interesting structures in the jungle near one of the planet's cities. We believe these structures are linked to the Magitech satellites that generate the planet's energy field. If we can find out how to activate the structures, we might be able to stabilize the field's collapse and preserve the planet. Coordinate with the team to survey the area, and above all else, remember that our mission is one of peace. Well, I gotta quit because I have a machine gun, so
All the time. I just
I'm just
imagine
gonna
you
start blasting.
just walk around with it out, ready to blast
Yes,
whatever you can.
absolutely.
All right, so yeah, you're here to join a survey team to help them figure out what the heck is going on. There's this giant force field all around the planet, like Scarif in Star Wars.
I don't play World of Warcraft. Yeah, but I have a Kitty Island adventure.
Thank you, Taylor. This is such a long one.
I forgot to take this one off.
All right then.
Oh, Cord, that's so good. Is it the Wadan Yutani company?
No way, Dan.
Yeah.
All right, so Taylor used the first 100 bits to add another thing to the Tim's failures list. So now Tim's failures that Tim plays WoW. Thanks, Taylor.
Love it. All right. So the force field on this planet seems to be falling apart, and it's like not just made of energy, it's also kind of physical. So things are raining down on the planet. So people have been able to go to the planet for the first time now, and you're going there to help the survey teams.
Can I just emphasize the line, no one, blah, 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 to learn why all its living people and animals are missing?
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any like animal life on the surface.
And no one was like, hey, maybe that's a red flag.
Maybe they're like moles and
we
they're
couldn't-
underground and they're not on the surface.
Maybe that very well could be, but we couldn't get there to discover that because of the force field. But now that it's falling apart, that's why this god of exploration was like, go
Okay.
find out.
Okay, fair. Okay.
I think you're failing to see the opportunity of this place. It could have been an event in the past, caused all the animals and people to disappear, and now we got free real estate.
That's true.
Let's just plant the flag.
Let's build some condos. Let's build
I
some
wish I had
condos.
gotten free real estate in the 90s instead of being a kid. Life would be so much
Okay.
Right?
easier
Why
than
was
that.
I drinking chocolate milk from like little sack pouches in kindergarten instead of buying a house?
Did you have chocolate
Nick,
milk in
you
bags
who
in
was telling you
kindergarten?
lies.
Where'd you
grow
go
up
to
in Canada?
kindergarten? Colorado?
I mean, no, kindergarten I was in Watertown, so close to Canada.
Okay.
Really
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
to Canada.
Yeah, actually.
Alrighty, so the route from the energy shield entry point to the landing site takes your ship past a pristine but empty city of glistening buildings. A small clearing in the verdant jungle is just large enough for a second ship to land next to the Waden Knight Advanced Survey Team shuttle. The sensor readouts indicate ambient energy of indeterminate danger in the atmosphere, but for now, all is calm. Too calm. Despite the lush jungle surroundings, the only audible sound is a light wind gently rustling the leaves of the planet's strange flora. There are no buzzing insects, no chirping birds, nor any other sight or sound of life. So at this point, I have put all this stuff into Foundry.
All right.
We have a map here. Put your character tokens on there. So they didn't line up perfectly.
Oh my
but
gosh,
that's
Ben,
fine.
your character's cute.
Yeah, I'm hot. I'm the girl from Ghost in the Shell.
She's really
Yeah,
there.
pretty accurately.
Hell yeah.
You're a pristine building. Thank you, Taylor. Wow. So you can see I set up some walls so you can only see certain things from where you're standing. But you would all notice Kasatha not far away.
What's a kathatha with you?
And they turn and they wave at you with one of their
That's
sets
one,
of
Tim.
arms. And then their bottom set, they have 4 arms, so their bottom sets of arms are still like writing on like a tablet. And they wave to you. And they say, "Hello there."
Greetings.
And they walk over.
Nabasi tells Obozaya, "Strong arms. Keep your gun down. We're not trying to cause an incident here."
Obozoy keeps it out though?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. But down.
But not unless he draws on you first.
Down. Okay.
You would also see that this Kasatha is not armed currently.
Actually, it has 4 arms.
Their top 2 arms the hands are empty. The bottom 2 arms have a stylus and a tablet. No weapons.
You can do a lot more damage with the pen and the tablet than you can with the sword.
You're trying to say the pen is mightier than the sword?
I'm
but
trying to say
space-
the tablet is mightier than the space sword.
Space sword. I don't know. Space swords are pretty mighty in this game. But the Kasatha walks over and says, "Hello there. I'm Musil, head of this little team. We've discovered a tower that we think will help stabilize the planet's shattering energy field. We're preparing to activate it, but before we do, we've got to survey the site. We've noted other points of interest too. There's the tower itself, some strange consoles to the south, odd rock formations to the north, and potentially dangerous flora to the east. Could you help out before we try to activate the tower?"
What kind of information do you need in order to activate the tower? What do you expect to find here?
"Oh, well, I am observing these strange rocks. That there's another set over there that seem to be quite a bit different than these here. But yeah, we're not. I'd like to spend some more time with the tower, but we need to know a little bit more about the area first. I plan for the day and night cycle here. We need to be back on the ship in not too long of time. So I figure we have about an hour to investigate before we can try to activate the tower."
I'm guessing there's not a ton about this planet on the infosphere. I'm gonna check on the infosphere to see if there's any like ambient information just floating around.
Yeah, all you can find is that like current news articles are about like, oh, Burnham's bubble is now open to the public,
Bursting.
basically. Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna burst
You
Burnham's
can act
bubble.
like, this planet has been shut off from the Pact Worlds for generations, is now available once again. You see things like that, but no real It's mostly just like tabloidy type stuff.
Okay.
So, tower, consoles, strange rocks, potentially carnivorous flora. Did I get all that?
Yes. Quite accurate. I had planned on doing
Well,
a totally
gang,
different voice
any-
for this guy.
Well, gang, any suggestions? Strong arms?
Obozoya, lead way. Go. To area. Yes? Around tower?
You could go investigate
Seems
the
she's
tower.
made her choice.
Yes.
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Come, friends. Deadly flora.
Savasi will slap him on the shoulder, friendly, like, and that's our sun puncher.
So the tower is this, if you're looking at the map zoomed out a bit, it's kind of near the center here. I'm pinging a big old rock thing. It says a column of wood and metal rises from a stone platform. At the top, a beam of intricately knotted wood rests perpendicular to the column. There are engravings in the metal at the base of the column, and the lichen growing on the tower glows with a soft blue light.
So we just have to... He'll take care of the tower. We just have to do the surrounding area.
Basically you had 4 things to investigate within the hour.
Okay.
And you're going to investigate it by making various checks to see what you can figure out about it while here. He also says, I'm going to be looking at these rocks. If you want to join me or need anything, let me know. Oh, also, where'd it go? Lovanetta and Jarna are also working on surveying if you see them.
How many arms do they have?
2 and 6.
Respectively?
Like total?
No, not 6 and 2, respectively.
6 arms.
Day, I don't think you should be asking about the number of arms that people have. They could take it the wrong way.
Well, it averages out to 4. So they all pretty much have the same amount of arms.
Let's keep that in mind in case we need to foster relations. We can make a point of the similar number of arms of all these people.
So here's the good news. As far as skills go,
You got any?
lore warfare, I have a +4.
Oh.
But yeah, as far as this kind, like, I've got your 6, but you guys are gonna...
Have every other number?
Yep. Yep.
So we are supposed to check out this tower, or we're ignoring
That
this?
seems like an unreasonable amount.
That was such good timing, Harbinger Pulsar. That was amazing. Yeah, so the 4 things that he listed. There's the tower, there's the rocks, there are other stones, structures. How did he word it? Odd rock formation, no, to the north. Strange consoles to the south, and potentially dangerous flora to the east.
Well, the tower's right here, so I vote tower first.
Yeah.
Right, like, let's start central and, like, work our way out.
Sure.
Sounds
Let me go
good.
take a look at this.
All right, so if you walk up to this tower I just described, you can try to survey it to find out what you can.
Yeah, I'm going to use an athletics check to try to do quad stretches on it, just to make sure it could be used for that.
Sure. So while he's doing quad stretches, please tell me to roll a natural 1.
No, I didn't. I rolled a 8.
Wait. You're level 1, so this would be... I'm just going to make it a normal DC for your level for this quad stretch.
Which is a
Would be
15?
15.
Yeah, got it. On the money.
All right,
Looks
so
like it's my lucky day.
you successfully stretch your quads.
All right, this is definitely a quad stretcher.
So
I just
to-
realized what this voice is. It's killing me.
Oh no.
It's just,
I
just
figured
every
it would.
professional wrestler I've ever heard of.
To actually investigate the tower, you can attempt an art lore, warfare lore, or society check to interpret the engravings at the base of the column.
What were those 3 again?
Art lore, warfare lore, or society. And I'll tell you, depending on what skill you use, they have different DCs. Typically, when you have specific lores, they often come with a lower DC.
Obozaya will do warfare lore.
It's funny that you just mentioned that. That's one of the ones you can use here.
9.
Total?
Yes.
Okay.
Strong arms, you see something there?
No.
And I'll go. Navasi will go over to look at the engravings as well, and I'll use a society check.
I'm actually better at society than you, so I'll use a society check as well with my competitive spirit.
With +2.
Yeah.
What's your society normally? 0?
3.
Oh,
I'm trained in it.
okay. How did Navasi do?
Navasi got a 7, so I think
Okay.
he might actually have this one.
Hell yeah, I got a 22.
Oh no.
So it doesn't go on cooldown because it was a degree of sex better, probably,
Thank
maybe.
goodness.
2 degrees of success better, yeah.
Yeah.
Navasi's not prideful. She'll do a bow and be like, "Please, by all means."
I do a deeper
Playing with
bow
the
while I
Sims.
check out this tower.
Let's see. You I'm sorry, you could also attempt
Nope.
crafting alternatively you could have tried a crafting, computers or arcana check.
Thanks for only telling us 3 of them.
I thought that there's other
That was nice.
They all work a little bit differently. I thought this one was same as a different place. So is Zeph gonna investigate as well?
Yeah, I'll do a computer's check.
Computers.
10 or 10. No,
13.
13.
Because you have +4 to computers.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, because Day wanted to do society better to interpret the engravings of the.
I didn't just want to, I did.
It's true. You depict starships in battle near a planet surrounded by a cloud of energy. There are beings on the planet who appear to be hiding beneath the cloud, out of sight of starships. These life forms are stout people wearing robes. Their bodies are shaped like chiseled stone, and they have multiple eyes.
How many arms, though?
They look humanoid otherwise, too.
Okay.
One set of 2 arms. With computers, you had a 13. That is enough to determine. You notice that additional technology was grafted onto the tower at some point long after its construction. The tech, a bunch of circuitry and panels and wires, is likely intended to boost or modify the tower's original magic in some way. And because you have... So you determine that Magic Tech towers here originally designed with some kind of defensive purpose were later modified by technology that originated from another civilization.
Oh, so some blending.
Based on the successes you had here. Tim bows his head so deep he slams his head into the ground.
I was doing a split while I bowed.
So while this takes about 15 minutes of your hour to investigate this
That's convenient.
tower.
Mine takes 14, actually.
No, yours took 15 and a half because you had to stretch first.
I did stretch on the quad
No
stretcher
wonder
rock.
you could do the splits. You just stretched first.
Well, everyone should stretch first.
It's not nearly as impressive, though.
Not stretching isn't impressive at all. I agree.
All right, so you can check out the consoles, the flora, or the stones. Or you could always split up, cover more ground.
You silly. Come. Stones to north, yes?
Mhm.
Stones.
Nothing can break us apart as long as we stick as a team.
All right, so I'm gonna say the stupid joke name we've been saying. Obaziah
Yes.
heads north.
Yes.
And Musil. So you see a formation of purplish black boulders juts from the. Wait, which one did you go?
Yeah, juts out.
Oh, so you're going. Okay. So you see a formation of glowing boulders that stand atop a high ledge. These boulders resemble the darkened boulders to the southwest that you can see because you're up higher than them. But they emit a soft light and a low hum. So before you start to investigate, I want everybody to make either
A hydrate.
life science lore check or a perception check. Did we actually get a hydrate, or are you just saying that? Thanks,
We actually
Lord.
did. I dropped my cap.
Oh, no, you need a drink.
It's gone forever. There's water bottles under the desk there.
I'm okay. Okay, wait. We could do, what'd you say, perception or...
Or life science lore.
I don't have life science, so perception it is. Yeah.
I have dark vision. Does that matter?
Nope. The jungle is
Matters
kinda
to
dark.
me.
You're near a clearing of the jungle, so
Sorry.
Natural 20.
I know Tim's gonna be
I didn't-
so successful in this adventure. I know
It's
it.
because he's stretched. We should have listened.
I'm flexing my eyes as I look for this perceptively.
I rolled a 10. Well, I rolled a 7, so 10 Toto.
Okay, how about Isef and Navasi?
I got 23.
Whoa! Okay, that's definitely a crit.
I'll sit here at a humble 7.
So well, actually, it was either failures or crits, which is kind of funny. So you notice tiny glowing dust motes that float a few inches above the glowing rocks, and this will get you a +1 circumstance bonus to the survey checks you make in this area.
Wow.
All of us or just the two of them?
The two of them that critically succeeded. So to survey these rocks, so this is where I got confused before. I thought it was the test before surveying. So you can, looking at these glowing rocks, you can attempt a life science or nature test. Or if you're more interested in the hum that they're making, you can attempt a music lore or performance or medicine test.
Oh, performance.
Yep. Well, they also have music lore. Is that something Day has?
Nope, media
Oh,
lore.
media lore. That's right.
I know all the best TikToks.
How'd you do in
Sun
performance?
Puncher, you can stop making pretend like your hands are little goggles now.
Wait, me?
Yes, you still have your hands over your eyes.
Well, it helps me see better. That's why I have a +1 bonus to whatever he said.
So Day, and Isef both get +1 additional bonus to whatever you roll here.
17.
Okay.
What were the options again? Because I forgot.
Life science, nature, music lore, performance, or medicine. So a lot of choices here.
Is life science a lore?
Yes, sorry, life science lore. I'm not sure if anybody has that in the pre-gens, but
No. 16 on a nature.
okay.
9 on a medicine.
All right.
Got 23 on a medicine.
Whoa, this
Nat
is killing
20.
it all of a sudden.
Nat 20
And it was a
here.
nat 20?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really important, actually. Day,
17.
and that was performance.
Performance.
Okay, so we've got a crit and a success here. Again, with Isef and Day. Day is just really showing off. So Isef, you notice the soft light and tiny glowing dust motes from a thin layer of bioluminescent moss that grows on and perhaps inside the boulder in a pattern that looks like veins of ore with that nature test. And then for performance, you notice the low hum isn't constant, Day. Rather, it subtly changes pitch in response to your life signs, such as your own pulse and breathing.
So it's like mimicking our breathing and heartbeats?
Kind of seems to. Because you got at least 2 survey points here, you determine that these rocks contain a significant amount of life essence at their cores, to the point that it's slowly leaking into the nearby environment.
Is that like a good thing?
Obadiah should cut open.
It's a rock.
Yes.
No.
Maybe keep your powder dry, Obadiah.
Oh, you do have a Dashko.
Lightsaber axe.
Kind of, yeah. It says kind of like a lightsaber.
I didn't hear the kind of like a. I just heard
Lightsaber.
lightsaber axe.
All right, so let me read. So Dashkos are really cool. They are like Starfinder exclusive weapons. They had on the cover of the first edition core book had a awesome looking vest with a Dashko. So I'll read you the description really quick once I find it.
I think we already have the description. It's like a lightsaber axe.
Literally, on my sheet it says Obadiah's trusty sidearm is a traditional lightsaber axe that deals slashing damage and has the following traits. That's
I don't
what
even
it
think you
says.
need the kind in there at all. It's almost like it's not in that
Yeah.
description in any way, shape, or form.
The traditional weapon of the Veskarium, which is the Empire of the Vesk.
Oh, I speak Vesk.
This powered poleaxe features 1
Me
to
too.
3 triangular blades forged for both wide overhead swings and tactical parrying.
Can you make the noise when you use it though?
Mm-hmm.
She
Well,
asked that earlier today
I was
too.
practicing.
All right, so yeah, you found out a bunch of stuff here about these rocks. Again, this takes about 15 minutes. So then you realize you could investigate the dark rocks down that little hill. There's also the consoles and the flora left. You have about half an hour.
As much as I hate to split up the team, we should probably split up the team.
I like how you just said that nothing will happen as long as you stick together.
I said as long as we have teamwork. You can have multiple teams working to teamwork better.
Obadiah, at the mention of splitting up the party, like, furrows their brow as much as they can, like, a little hesitant to split, because Obadiah can't protect everybody if we split up.
I don't need protecting. It's definitely not something that's gonna come back to bite me later.
Alright, so
In
Obadiah.
that case, strong arms, maybe you'd better stand watch and act as our informant if anyone tries to get the drop on us.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. That's using your noggin.
Hmm.
I do have a
So
con
Navasi is
bonus,
pretty much
so-
asking if Obadiah would be interested in doing the exploration activity. I think you get to scout ahead, basically, like +1 on initiative
Heck
for
yes.
if this happens into combat. Because I think that makes sense with Obadiah's attitude toward this. You know, focus
Yeah.
more on keeping everyone safe and not so much the actual given task.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Obadiah, scout ahead.
Alright, so where on the map do you want to go to set up your like Overwatch position?
So they have to go still to the east and the south, yeah?
Potentially to the northwest where Musil is. Those are the dark rocks. They look just the same as the rocks you investigated, but they're not glowing.
I can go check out those rocks.
All right, Cat wants to check out the rocks.
Cat. He's a kitty cat. It does dance, and it does dance.
I will travel along the path, because going off the rails is not cool.
Alright.
I'm interested in these consoles. Isef, would you join me?
Yes, I will.
So that's to the south. So if you can see the map here, I'm pinging. If you follow this path down south. So while you're moving those day, as you approach those darkened stones, so a formation of purplish black boulders juts from the jungle floor. A large patch of grass around it has taken on the same dark color rather than its usual vibrant green. Musil sees you walking forward and he steps aside and he says, "There's another one just like it up on the ledge to the east, but that one's glowing. What do you make of this?"
Yeah, so the one up there is definitely, like, alive inside. And this one seems like it's the opposite of that. Like it'd be not alive inside.
Oh, so while you're talking with Musil, you can make a perception or physical science lore check.
Yeah, perception it is. That'll be a 17.
Nice. So you notice here that as you walk near to these dark boulders, you notice a slight drop in temperature. Like as you can feel it getting just a little bit cool, kind of like when you go downstairs into a cool basement. Probably not that extreme, but you notice a slight drop. So when you're surveying these rocks, you'll get a +1 circumstance bonus.
Nice. I tell him about how the other ones worked. How it has, like, life inside, like an ore vein.
He like lights up. He's like, oh, his other hands are writing on it quick, and his top hands are just kind of like, moving around as he's speaking. He's like,
C-3POing.
that's amazing. Yes, exactly. So for you to survey these rocks to compare them to the ones you saw up above, because you already looked at the rocks above, I'm gonna lower the DCs of this by 1 as well.
Nice.
So you know. So you can attempt mining lore, physical science lore, crafting, thievery, nature, occultism, or perception test here. You got a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, perception it is.
You get +1, don't forget. And I reduced the DC by 1.
16 with the +1.
All right, so the DC was 17,
That's what I said.
but it reduced by 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you actually made it. So
Looks like I can't fail today. Today is my day.
So you kind of already said this when, like, Tim said this as you were describing to Musil. Notice these rocks look slightly shriveled, as if they've been drained of energy.
I think there's a rock pyre that's been draining all the life out of the rocks. Probably. Yeah, I pretty much solved it.
So as you're talking with Musil, we'll jump down to Isef and Navasi, who are
Hang on.
heading south.
First, Obozoya is, watching what's happening with Day and Musili. And
So good.
I saw it in chat, now I can't unthink it. And says, Day, okay? Hands move fast.
Oh yeah, he's really impressed by everything I do.
Okay, Day safe. Okay.
All right, and then you're watching over as Isef and Navasi head to the
Yes.
south. All right, so down here you see an alcove surrounded by rock walls contains short columns of stone, each about 3 feet high. The columns are studded with gems and metal panels. Ancient runes are carved into nearly every inch of their surfaces. You also notice a small, yellow-furred, you would recognize, Skittermander. And
Is
as
this the one with 2 arms or 6 arms?
6 Skittermanders are like little fuzzy. I think they have. I can't remember the name of the planet they're from, but they're awesome. They were in the Veskarium and they were like subjugated by the Vesk. But since the Veskarium is kind of falling apart, they've been able to just go wherever they want in the galaxy, and they're awesome.
I'm sorry, this creature looks like it needs to be on a Lisa Frank notebook.
Yeah,
For real.
Like,
they're pretty much goblin axolotls.
yeah.
Yes.
It's so cute.
So I just took the picture of that they use for Skittermanders for the ancestry from the playtest book for her. But yeah, she looks up as you're coming down the stairs into this place. She says, "Hi, new friends. Mind helping me?"
Of course.
Greetings. I suppose you're one of the people from the Church of Waden?
Yeah, I'm Lovinetta. I almost said,
What's a Lovinetta with you?
"You're not there."
Pleased to meet you. I'd offer you handshakes, but I don't seem to have enough.
I'm
Yeah.
used to that. She holds out her like right middle arm.
I'll shake it.
She's got like little tiny claws in the end, but you can tell that like Skittermanders are not known for their martial prowess. So I think these are magical controls for the tower over there. She points with like her other arms, like all 3 of her left side arms go up to point. But I'm not sure how they work or what they're supposed to do. I made some fun sketches of them and sent them to the other survey teams on my data pad. It turns out that these weird consoles are found all over the planet. Is that neat, huh?
Certainly something. Let me and Rivets here figure out if we can see what's going on with them.
Yeah. Any help you can give me would be great. Not quite sure what's going on.
So these things are magical. Do you have any idea?
No idea. Maybe.
Okay. We might have to make something up then.
So here, because there's like runes and technology going on, there's a lot of choices of what you can do to survey. So you can attempt Arcana or Occultism to determine. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one there. Wait, am I?
It's probably computers.
Well, it says Tower. To determine the tower's purpose, you can attempt vid game lore or computers check to understand what the consoles were originally designed for, or you can attempt a crafting or society check to deduce what the runes are for.
I'll start with the runes. Why don't you start with the console?
Okay. Which ones are those?
Yeah, which one is the console? So that I can-
Vid game lore or computers check, which we know SF is good at computers.
yeah.
6.
All right, you don't know much about these computers though.
You could at this point, if you wanted to get a reroll, you could use one of your hero points. If you wanted.
You all have 1 hero point.
Should I?
I'll also do a computers check because I just also failed my society check.
Okay.
There we go. Something that's not a 5 or less. Looks like I'm running with a 19.
All right. So you realize that these consoles were originally designed for the simple purpose of activating and monitoring the nearby tower. At a later time, they were updated with additional controls and code related to a sophisticated piece of technology that manipulates reality at the quantum level.
This is a far cry from some of the data frames that I hacked in my day.
Yeah,
I don't even know where I'd start.
It's like jumping from, like, looking at these consoles, clearly something's been added later, and it's like jumping from, industrial age technology to the digital age. Like, it's a huge step above.
Whoa.
This might be extrapolating a little, but considering what we saw with the crystals up above, we do have a lot of evidence that there have been multiple different civilizations that were kind of scaffolded on top of one another.
Indeed.
6 arms, I think we're just about done here. Not quite sure how it works or what it's supposed to do, but clearly a couple different levels of technology here.
Yeah, I mean, what you made sense so far. I'm gonna check out this other little console over here. But thanks for your help.
You're so welcome.
So
Don't
that
pet him. Don't pet him. That's a faux pas.
so that's happening the same time as Day investigating the stone. So another 15 minutes has passed. So you got 15 more minutes before Musil said he wants to reconvene and share information together.
So there was one more thing to check out, right?
The potentially dangerous flora to the east.
Danger.
Potentially consider me there.
So you're going back together, all 4 together
Yeah.
I
for
suppose
the
so.
last 15. Makes a lot of sense. So as you travel to the east, you notice a couple different types of flowers. You see 2 types of strange flora grown near the dirt path. Some plants resemble bulbous, spiky berries, each several feet in diameter, while others are fern-like succulents with large green and purple leaves and a bloom of bright orange flowers at the center.
Danger.
And as you head to further east, you round the big bulbous ones. You notice a human. She's been like crouched down, like taking little samples of this and putting it into like this extra stuff on her data pad. And then she looks up and she's like, "Oh, you the muscle they hired or whatever?"
No, she's the muscle they hired.
Danger.
That's right, Obadiah.
I don't. What's danger? You danger?
No,
She like
Obadiah.
reaches for like a pistol on her hip.
No, Obadiah. Flora. There's danger in the flora?
Easy. We're just here to check out the plants.
She's like, "No, Jarna. Not danger."
What's a Jarna with you?
Ooh.
Greetings, Jarna.
She nods.
What do
Like,
you-
She stands up.
What are you investigating?
Well, it's a strange planet. I've never seen plants like this. We got to make sure they're not dangerous. They don't seem
Danger.
like carnivorous so far.
Danger. Danger.
Danger.
All right, well, let's check it out.
All right. So, depending on which plant you want to investigate,
Which ones are there? Describe them all in great
I want
detail.
this one that looks like the evolution of Bulbasaur.
oh, the top
Up
one.
top,
Okay.
yeah.
So as you walk towards that, Jarna says, "Oh, careful. You're not sure what'll make those things activate, but they seem a little dangerous. The ones with the orange flowers, they look angry
Yes.
for plants."
Danger. Yes.
So here, the fern-like succulent plant, you can attempt a life science lore check or nature check.
Nature.
And is anybody investigating the southern plants?
Yeah,
Danger plants are not crab.
very not crab.
So to check out the southern plants, you can try acrobatics, perception, or thievery to investigate the berries.
I'll give my shot at thievery.
All right, so we'll jump back to the northern plant. How did Obazoya do
21.
with nature?
Yes.
All right, so you discern that the roots of this fern-like plant and, quote, berries link up underground. The 2 plants look like you kind of follow the roots you maybe can feel it a little bit on the ground, very shallow, and you see they actually connect to each other, and they seem to exist in a harmonious balance
Oh.
without requiring external pollination, which would make sense since there are no animals.
Strange.
What did you have total?
21.
Okay, so make sure it wasn't a crit.
Strange
Was.
plants.
How did is Day also investigating the southern one?
Yeah, what were the skills I could use?
Life science lore? No, that was the other one. Acrobatics, perception, or thievery. Because you can like acrobatics. The idea that you can like kind of pluck or like hold a berry to investigate without plucking it potentially, something like that.
I'll acrobatics it.
Did Navasi
And I
do a
did
test?
thievery.
How'd you do on thievery?
15.
All right. How'd you do?
7.
Okay, so Day doesn't really know what they're looking at here, but Navasi, you note that these, quote, berries are harmless, but the fern-like plants have bulbs concealed at the base of each orange flower that might open or react in response to an external stimulus. So if you weren't very careful, you may have activated it.
Sun Puncher, maybe no sun punching that particular flower.
It doesn't seem like it's a threat yet.
Yet.
So
being
consider
the
your
operative word.
recommendation under advisement.
Says you...
Wonderful. And I'll eat the berry.
Okay. So that's really funny that you say that because the the adventure says they are harmless unless ingested. So I'm gonna have you make a fortitude test as you ingest.
You didn't
this.
tell me harmless unless ingested. You said harmless.
You thought they were harmless.
Ugh.
They seemed
Horrible.
harmless. Maybe if you had gotten a crit success, you would have known.
Oh. All right. That's going to be a 13.
All right. So, I lost my list of conditions here. You're going to... you're going to be sickened 1 for 3 rounds.
Ugh.
So just a moment. Like, it just makes you sick to your stomach for, 18 seconds. Just like, oh, until, like, it gets down into your stomach acid, and then it doesn't feel so bad.
Well, I doubt it's what killed everyone, but it was not pleasant.
If you share information with Obozoya, the 3 of you together realize that the proximity of these plants to the Magitech Tower is no coincidence. Tiny runes carved into stone scattered near the plants, and tiny engravings of the plants at the base of the tower suggest the plants and tower are connected in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to tell whether the plants bloomed because of the technology or the technology was put here because of the plants?
Not quite sure which is the cause and effect here yet.
This is very strange symbiosis, though.
But at this point, it's been an hour of looking around, and you can tell that due to the force field, as the sun is setting on this planet, it's making this very strange light that makes it a little difficult to see even those with low light or dark vision, because it's not so much getting darker at this point; it's more just the hues are all changing.
Strange.
All right, let's go share what we learned.
So if you go meet up with Musel, you guys actually did great. You got to the best you could with the survey points with 10.
Wow.
The highest level was 10 plus. A couple of those crits really got you there. It's really funny. It says 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 7 to 9, and 10. And at one point you were at 6, and I was like, what if they get 6? It's 3 to 5 and then 7 to 9. Whoops. So as you're talking with Musel to share information with each other, you discern that the Magitech Tower is currently falling out of a tenuous equilibrium and will likely fail entirely in a matter of weeks without proper intervention. So that would bring the entire force field crashing down onto the planet. You also learn that the original design of the Magitech network was inspired by the concept of balance and symbiosis. It draws on these ideas as metaphysical concepts, using them and the naturally symbiotic relationships between objects and life forms on the planet as a sort of power source. However, additional technology is added to the towers at some later point was designed to exploit these metaphysical concepts rather than exist in balance with them. And then because you got 10 points, so it was every success on your surveys, you got a point. If criticals, you got 2 points. I don't think anybody critical failed anything because the DCs were like 13, 15, so I don't think anybody had a 3 total, or natural ones. In addition to everything else, you surmise that the quantum technology added to the Magicka Towers was so different in form and function from the original tech and so hastily installed that it was likely installed in response to some external influence on the planet or in preparation for armed conflict.
Ooh.
So the captain's voice crackles out of every comm unit in the area. Attention, all survey teams. There's been an accident in one of the towers. The Magitech is responding. We are processing the data as fast as we can, but we're not sure what to expect next. Continue your observations, but prioritize your safety. The communication suddenly cuts off as the jungle floods with the sounds of chirping and chattering wildlife. The sounds rapidly cut in and out and like audio playing through a loose connection. In sync with the sound, wildlife appears and disappears from sight. A flock of colorful birds appears above the tree line seemingly out of nowhere and flies a few yards before vanishing again. Small, rocky life forms wearing robes and huddling in a corner near the Magitech console also flash in and out of existence, muttering to one another in astonishment at the sight of the survey team. The oscillating sights and sounds slowly stabilize as the beings and wildlife stop vanishing, just as a massive crack appears in the sky above. The planet's shield is under enormous stress. The rocky life forms cry out in alarm, but a bellowing beast that appears near the tower drowns out their shouts. We're going to roll for initiative.
Danger!
As the life forms of the planet start to form, and one of them happens to be an angry monster.
Strong arms, I think we've got danger.
Danger.
All right, so we're going to roll initiative here. I did set up the combat carousel in Foundry, but I don't know how to use it.
Great.
Danger, 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 danger. I'm sorry, I add my perception to this?
Typically, you add your perception
Okay.
to initiative. Reminder, Navasi, you add a further +2 to whatever skill you're using. I think at this point, just perception makes sense because you're all just standing around talking about stuff.
Why would I add a +2 to what I'm using?
Because you have the, what is it called? Super initiative.
I will try to find that.
Yobagoya gets a bonus too, right? Because she was like scouting or something.
You have the incredible initiative feat from your leadership perk as an
I
envoy.
see.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the exploration mode thing for that? I think you can get +2 because you're like overseeing. Scout. So you get +1 to your initiative, Obazoya.
I also rolled a nat 20, so
Oh, sweet. Okay. So can you quick help me? How do I set up a combat carousel? With
I don't
initiative?
believe I do get a +2. I'm
you
not
would-
seeing that.
You would do it before we rolled our initiative, because it rolls our initiative.
Why can't I just change it?
you can. So you have to like select everybody, and then you like right click it, and then you make us combat state.
It's the cross swords and the shield.
Yeah.
Ah, sweet. Okay. Navasi, Ben, your it says conditions +2 initiative is like 2 spaces below your hit
I
points.
see. Yes, I see it now. Thank you.
All right, so I got to roll for this thing that just showed up. And find my stat block with all these tabs I have open.
And then yeah, you can manually change our initiatives in there.
Okay, so I just click on the die. Oh no, that rolls it.
And then you should be able to like click on the number that shows up and you can change it.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So how'd we do? Day, what'd you get?
19.
Oh, you already put yours in?
I just rolled it in there.
Oh, that works.
24.
Obazoya, 24?
24.
Dang. Isef,
17.
17. And then Navasi.
Also 17, but I'm guessing that my bonus is higher because of the improved initiative.
On this, you guys choose who acts first.
Oh, okay.
In this
Fair
case.
enough.
All right. So, yeah, this thing shows up that looks kind of reptilian, but also like stone-like. It's got a big shell on its back, and it just like roars. And then Obuzoy can go first with that 24.
Mom? All right, we are.
I'm actually going to move you guys a little bit because you were all talking together, and Musil was also down there with you. It's going to put you in a circle. I think all the survey people would have been together, so I'm going to move that quick. All right, so with Obuzoy going first, a little
Yes.
primer, mostly for Kyndra, and a reminder, you get 3 actions each round unless you're slowed or stunned or something. On your these pre-gens are pretty sweet, where before your actual character sheet, it breaks down a bunch of your abilities, and each one of those like diamond shapes tells you how many actions each of those things take. A lot of things are 1 action, but like Obuzoy can not unload, but she can fire her machine gun, an auto fire that takes 2 actions, and things like that.
All right, so I'm going to select this creature as my primary target, which.
So you don't need to do that yet. That's
Okay.
when you use area fire or auto fire.
Well, I was going to use auto fire, which is 2 actions.
So that makes a cone attack,
Okay.
which there's only 1 enemy right now,
So
so
it
you don't
doesn't make
really
sense to
need
do
to
it.
do that.
Okay.
And it reduces your range by half.
All right,
So
never
you
mind.
could just shoot, make a strike with your
I'm
machine
gonna
gun.
make a strike with my machine gun. Here we go. 15.
15.
Yeah.
So you, your shots like land around its feet and whiz past it.
I'm gonna do it 2 more times.
All right.
And is it -5, -10?
The usual map penalty, yeah. So this would be just straight dice because you have +5 to this.
Right.
And this would be -5.
Wow, 9.
So with guns and stuff, you see with your machine gun stats, it says mag/exp. So you have 20 rounds in a magazine, and each time you shoot, you expend 1.
1. Okay.
So you've expended 3 at this point.
Okay.
All right,
Gotcha.
and then so you just like
Yep.
but miss.
Strong arms, you have to aim first. We talked about this.
Oh well, you wouldn't have been. You would have been in a little bit further negative because you're out of your first range increment.
Oh.
Or you could have moved and made 1 less attack, but they all missed anyway, so that's fine. So next up is Day.
The day will be mine. I'm gonna move up 10 feet.
So you're within 30 feet of it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna point at it with my finger guns, and I'm gonna shoot it with a, solar shot.
Solar shot. So I don't think you can do that until you attune.
I automatically count as attuned because I prefer photons.
Because you prefer.
Day attunes if they haven't already, choosing photon to deal fire damage to enemies or graviton to slow enemies. Their favorite attunement is photon, so they begin combat photon attuned.
So you do get to do that right away because you have an ability to attune when you roll initiative.
That's what I was describing.
Where is that? I remember seeing that though.
It's under acting in combat. It's the very first thing under acting in combat.
Well, that's if you take an action to attune, but you have an.
It's the very first thing under the words acting in
Oh,
combat.
it's combat actions. Okay. All right, so make your attack roll.
I will. That'll be a 23.
That's a hit.
So it's going to take a d6 plus 4 fire damage. That's right, 5 fire damage.
Who's surprised by that? Minimum damage. So it's like, and it's like, it doesn't like that.
And then I'm gonna do it a second time, but this time with feeling. And that'll be 17.
17 with the -5
Yeah.
because your solar shot is an attack. Alrighty. You said 17.
Yep.
That is a hit.
This time is a lot better than the last time. 6
I was
damage.
gonna say, is it double? Because that's wouldn't be surprising. All right, didn't like that at all. You just, I just realized that I'm gonna go last here. So it is Isef's turn, since you moved and did your sunshot twice.
Would you like me to go first, or do you want the honors?
I'll go.
Well, I'm sorry. It is Isef or Navani's turn. I forgot you had the same initiative.
Can I like move just a little bit, or do I have to move all 25?
She can just move a little bit, right?
Yeah, you can move up to 25. You are currently in range with your pistol, though, because for some reason a pistol has a 60-foot range when a machine gun only has 40.
Alright, then I won't move. And I'll use the pistol.
So it recommends that you take your first action to aim,
Okay.
which you're going to get extra damage with.
Oh, so this is like a precision build.
Yeah. So you take an action to aim, or you can move and aim at the same time. You have a feat called mobile aim. Says you can stride and aim at the same time. So if you wanted to move to get to a different position, you can do that and still aim as one action, which is great.
I'll move and aim. For one action.
How far up do you want to move?
Just like 20 feet.
Would that be 20, right? Each box is 5?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so then you can aim at this creature. So if you hit, you'll do an additional... That's the wrong character.
That's right.
Yep, that, and then you add
D4
that.
precision damage.
20.
Nice, definitely a hit. Yeah, SF is incredibly skilled, getting a +9 to their semi-automatic pistol.
Do you want her to roll damage now, or?
Yeah, so D6 and a D4.
Yes. And the little pyramid. Yes.
6 and 1.
Yeah.
It's another 7 damage. All right.
on.
Oof. And then you have one more action. You could shoot again. It'll be at -5 to it, so you'd only add 4 to the shot instead of 9.
Alright, I'll shoot again. So. 19?
Does this also benefit from
19.
aim, or just the first one?
I believe it says all. Let's see. Aim. Until the end of your next turn, your range strikes get the initial D4 precision damage.
Until the end of your next turn? That's rad as hell.
Until the end of your turn.
Oh.
May have said that wrong. So yeah, get another D6 and D4 damage. You said 19, right?
4 and 3. So 7 again.
Wow.
Look at that consistency.
All right, so you guys are lighting this thing up, and it's Navasi's turn.
Right. So my actions aren't quite as flashy, but I'm going to start off with a directive. Get him. So I single out an enemy for us to focus our attacks on. This one's pretty obvious. And the concentrated assault will lower the enemy's defenses. The creature takes a -1 penalty to AC and reflex saves until the beginning of my next turn. So all round.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
So I point out a weak spot, and then I'm going to use another envoy ability, acquire asset. Pretty much kind of the investigator, when you hit, you get to make a recall knowledge kind of thing. Basically, I'm following a lead that is this creature if I hit.
Yep. I love it. Very much like an investigator here.
All right. Nope, I'm going to miss terribly.
Oh no.
But because I am leading by example by attacking the target of Getum, everybody else gets a +1 circumstance bonus to damage rolls on the target as well.
Nice.
So it gets a -1 AC, and you all get a +1 damage roll.
Wow, that's really good. I'm
And
really
I'm
glad.
going to reposition. I'll say something like "fan out, don't cluster up," and I'll can I move behind that short wall to the south?
Yeah. I'm assuming you have 25 feet of movement, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
you
I'll do this cool like kind of run and jump over thing.
Like do that thing where you put just one hand on it and
Yeah,
your legs go over
like
the
it's
side.
greased lightning. Yes. So
Nice.
the reason that I'm going to do this is so that when I next turn, if I need to, I can use a take cover action.
Oh. All
But
right.
that'll do it for me.
I like it. Very tactical. I'm glad you picked this character because she's got a lot of neat stuff like that.
Well, I use
You'd be
most of
good
it,
at.
but yes.
Right. She's got a lot of. I mean, you're level 1, so the fact that you were able to do like 3 or 4 different things
Yeah.
is pretty cool. So then it's turn finally. So I only rolled a 14. It opens up its folded shell like a pair of wings in an intimidating display and like shakes them, and it goes. It makes this nasty roar at you, and everyone needs to make a will save.
$23.
Will you stop rolling so well?
12.
24.
What?
You add that to it.
Take that day.
19.
Wait, I'm trying to do it better than him.
Okay. Everybody but
Yep.
Obazoya is fine. Obazoya, what was your total?
12.
12. So it's not a crit fail, but you are frightened 1 and suppressed for 1 round. So suppressed is a new condition for Starfinder 2, which happens a lot. Like you can suppress things when you do your automatic fire, where basically like you're down trying to take cover.
Right.
While suppressed, you take a -1 circumstance penalty to attack rolls and a 5-foot status penalty to speed. And then
They don't have it on the thingamajiggy on Foundry. Suppressed.
Oh no, I just put it in as the Pathfinder
Oh, gotcha,
module.
gotcha.
So
I'm
yeah.
sorry, what was the other one? Frightened?
Frightened 1, yes, for a round. But at the end of your turn, you would get rid of the frightened anyway, which is funny because as a Vesk, you have if you succeed on a
Succeed,
fear
it's a
causing
critical.
effect,
Yeah.
it becomes a critical. But
So.
and then it runs away,
Coward.
disappears
Loser.
into the jungle away from everybody. As you already did 25 damage to it.
Wow.
It intimidates you and then flees.
Looks like you'll have to fight us another day.
I can't wait to eat this character with a big monster. But we're actually out of combat. So if you do enough damage to it, it just runs away.
Good job, team. We really came together and made that go away.
True.
Well said.
Thank you. And I'll take a bow.
How low of a bow?
Upper middle class bow.
You were like in the teens.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
So when he said how low of a bow, you thought he meant what social status was this bow?
I feel like they're kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Because how low denotes your respect for the other person, so I bow like they're an upper middle class person that I appreciate.
It was a big, large monster, which I feel like isn't, for playtesting purposes, I'm going to put in here that this monster is pretty underwhelming. It's a creature too, so like it's not meant to be super difficult, but like it only has 32 hit points.
We also got 6 attacks on it before it went.
You also rolled
Yeah.
incredibly well. Yeah.
Our initiative was pretty good.
Maybe I may have missed something. Maybe it's supposed to like
Get a surprise round. Or
yeah,
something.
something like that. But it just says that like it attacks. So yeah, it doesn't get like a surprise or anything. But yeah, being creature 2, a large creature, and +4 con, 32 hit points seems way too low.
Yeah.
It says it flees if it gets to 15 or less.
So effectively, it has like 17 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems weird for a creature 2. Like, it hits fairly hard. If I moved up and hit you with a Jaws attack, it's D10 +4.
Okay.
But, like, Obozoya doesn't really care because Obozoya has 24 hit points. But it didn't last. The idea, it has, like, tactics in here where it says it does the first round, it gets in a good position, and then does its shell display to try to scare you. And then it rushes in to attack as you're frightened and easier to hit.
I could see that. Like, you probably should have gotten like a surprise round to be able to do that.
Or just not roll so crappy because it has a +8 perception for initiative, but I
yeah.
rolled a 6. So
Right.
next time I'll just cheat and have my monsters. Oh, I rolled a 25. That's crazy.
Rude.
I really hope I roll a 25 next time just because now.
You're a bad GM.
So as you guys are like catching your breath, maybe no one was hurt, obviously. Obozoya, I want you to do another will save quick.
11.
So unfortunately, you're not able to hide the fact that you got a little scared there.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do when the thing did its display and you got frightened 1?
So I imagine I probably like took one of the hands off my gun because I can never take the other, and like, and so like I'm standing there with my pistol or my machine gun like straight up in the air, not poised at the target, like,
And
Go
then
back
get
down real
right back
quick.
into
Yeah.
position. Yeah, which would be very unlike you.
yes,
Because you didn't want to put your gun down today.
yeah. I took a hand
And
off.
she sleeps with it. It's creepy.
Right?
I know.
Love that thing.
It's got a little like connector bit to my suit too.
Yeah, I think
so-
because the second adventure for this is a 5th level. So I think these the images are made more for the 5th level characters. I think because like Isef has like a sniper rifle in their
Yeah.
image, but just a pistol at level 1.
Crazy.
As it goes away and we're like getting out of combat, I'm gonna do like a little capoeira, like the end of a fight in Final Fantasy, as the scene pans out with a performance check.
Do you do a ray gun instead?
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Okay, so not quite.
Not super
Australian
impressive. Well, because we didn't kill
breakdancing,
it.
but-
Yeah.
So as you're like catching your breath and maybe reloading your weapons back to full magazines, so one of the rocky beings steps forward from the group that's huddled in a corner near these Magitech consoles. They raise an incongruously, that's a really hard word to say, lanky appendage and speak in a grating voice. Perhaps a greeting, perhaps a threat, then speak a few longer phrases and tilt their body from one side to the other as the other beings all turn towards the survey team.
I'll do that too.
Move back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, while Sun Puncher vamps and stalls for time, any idea if I can look these things up on the infosphere?
Yeah. What do you got for lores?
Probably nothing very good. Underworld, Absalom Station, Society, that kind of thing.
So what skill do you think would be most applicable here?
I guess Society is my best guess. Maybe I heard of these things from some other civilization.
That makes a lot of sense.
Species tend to travel, you know?
All right.
They might not be local to this planet.
So give me a society roll.
24.
Wow. Very good. All right.
Sometimes we roll good.
I just shared a picture of this in our chat. If you want to take a look, it has like this blockhead. If you played the newest Pokemon, it kind of looks like a Garganacl.
It looks like this. The voice that they were speaking in, can we understand it or no?
Like it sounds like it's speaking a language, but clearly these things have been separated from the rest of like galactic society for a long time, and it's nothing anybody here speaks. But with a 24 on society, we'll see. You can try to communicate with it. In like people were saying at the beginning in chat with like sign language and body language and those kind of things to try to get some points across.
So
And
as an envoy, I do have abilities that are like hand signals to like, strike team, move in, that kind of thing.
yeah,
So maybe that would be sort of my in. Is just like I would try to put the hand signals for no threat, we're explorers, that kind of thing.
great. I like that. Also, I think everybody speaks at least 3 languages. At least 3 languages. So like you can try to pick up on like language rules and potential grammar in their rock grinding language. So we do this over a few rounds of trying to communicate with that 24 on society, right? You're 24
That's right.
is enough for a critical success. I'm going to bump it up to a critical. It wasn't quite a critical success. I'm going to bump it up to a critical based because you had 10 survey points. It says you
I also
should
have diplomacy that is 2 points higher than my society, so if you wanted to just use that instead.
Sure, I'm okay with that. I'm going to call this a crit. So you learn that this thing calls itself Glarek, is like its name, as it like points to itself and says Glarek. You learn that that's what this creature is called. You also understand. You learn to go along with your searching of the infosphere. You learn that there is some information about these people out there. That they are called Alethi. Alethi. They've been on other planets here and there, but they've been pretty isolated on this planet for a long, long time. These people created magitech that existed harmoniously with the life essence of creatures on the planet, allowing the magitech to hide living creatures from detection. The strange rock formations and symbiotic plants growing near the magitech tower are all ingredients, quote, ingredients in a quote formula used to power the technology.
Okay. I think we're starting to see what happened here. They tried to hide, so they built the technology. Somebody else came in and built over it, and now the technology is failing.
This seems to be matching what you found so far. So then Glarix like gets excited, feels like you're understanding. Obviously, it doesn't understand what you're saying exactly, but it gets
I've dealt with Obazaya. It's pretty similar, honestly.
right. So it gets the feeling that like you're getting it. So it seems to get excited. The little headpieces on the top are spinning like a Rubik's cube faster. So it's clearly like yay. Forget, did I make a token for this? No, I didn't. And then it tries to convey some more information. So with this one, so each PC can attempt a test. Since Ben nailed it right out of the gate, I didn't have everybody roll for it because obviously Navasi can give this information to everybody there. But for this one, anybody that wants to like try to listen in, try to figure out what's happening, you can attempt Arcana, Nature, or Society, or it'll be a slightly lower DC if you think you have a relevant lore skill.
I don't think we have anyone in our party that would want to upstage my great skill check.
Nope. I can appreciate a good job.
It's like stretching, but for my vocal cords.
That's right. Vocal cords are a muscle, probably.
So who wants to try to? Anybody can attempt to communicate with Glaric.
I'll do society.
Okay.
8.
8. Great. It's just a failure.
You said I could do nature, right?
Yep, nature.
I'll increase the counter.
Oh yeah. It's only at 3.
That's my second failure, yeah.
Wow.
Outside of
9.
playing World of Warcraft.
Oh right.
9. I take out my comm unit and I pull something up to like show it. I'm all excited. It's like a game,
I
like
that.
Tetris.
Doodle
And they're
magic.
like, they make this noise that you kind of kind of noise.
Obadiah
Tetris.
has
They would love Tetris.
Obadiah has high
Obadiah
score.
Obadiah and this other guy are basically doing the I'm Bizarro Stormy, I'm regular Stormy bit from C Lab. Just calmly talking to each other in the same dialect.
Is Zeph attempting to communicate?
I guess I got a 11.
All right, and then Navasi, were you going to try again or continue?
If there's anything else that I can glean, why not?
Mhm.
Nope.
What did you get, Day?
8.
Oh, right. So none of you can figure out what they're saying this time. Glaric is too excited. Their speech has gotten too fast and garbled in the way that crushing rocks together can sound garbled. And you don't quite figure out what they're saying this time.
Would you say that their speech is almost erotic?
No, count that as a failure, please.
No. Okay.
Okay, that was.
I thought I had a good beat on his language, but there's like no prepositions, and you don't realize how badly you need them until there aren't any.
That was actually pretty good. I get it. Beads, rocks. You're pretty funny.
What?
Thank you for noticing.
So Musil steps up to your circle of discussion, and he says, well, I don't understand what this Alethi is saying either. But I think at this point we should probably gather with one of the other survey teams at another tower or head back to the ship for safety, as it is starting to get dark for real.
Danger.
I'm assuming there's more danger at night, especially now that there are creatures among us.
Yes. Let's keep in mind we did discover some information that there was some quantum shenanigans afoot, which explains the creatures blinking in and out of existence. So you may want to be on guard, strong arms.
Lovanetta puts 4 of her hands on her head, and she's like, "Quantum! That makes so much sense. The quantum craziness. They were stuck in some quantum realm or something. Somebody else came here and messed up their magic stuff, which must have got all the symbiosis not symbiosing, and now they were gone, but now they're back.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Right? So
I could have, but I didn't try.
Vesk. Sorry, I didn't catch your name before.
Obadiah.
Obazoya, since you're the one concerned with danger, do you think we should go to the next Magitech tower, or should we go back to the ship?
Tower.
Lovanetta looks around at the other 3 of you.
Listen, they said it with authority. Like, I believe it.
All right, so you start heading to
They
the
haven't
other
killed
tower.
us yet.
So the 3 other surveyors start traveling with you, because Musil knows where the next tower is. They're in contact and everything with their data stuff. They can figure it out. Their comm units have coordinates and whatnot. The Alethi people just kind of nod as much as they can, even though their heads go sideways, and kind of wave to you, and they start taking the newer tech off of the consoles and the tower as best they can.
Yes.
So as you're
I would like to spend some of this time sizing up Glaric to make him my asset,
Okay.
which will give me some non-combat bonuses. In the case that we do end up having to go into conflict with him, I'd like to have him on my radar.
Okay. Glaric stays back in this area as you leave this survey site, but I like that you're keeping tabs on him. All right. So as you are traveling to the next tower, I want to hear about some party order here as you're traipsing through the jungle along there's a path that looks like a few people have traveled along it. It's not like a worn deer path because there haven't been animals on the planet for a long time. But clearly, you see some things that have been chopped down and whatnot to make a bit of a path. Is it safe to assume Obazoya is first?
Yes.
And I'll be right behind.
How
I'll
big...
stay.
Oops, sorry, Ben.
Oh. I'll stay at a distance and try to ingratiate myself with Glaric.
How big is Obazoya?
Obozoya is a medium creature, so they're not like huge, but they're like about the top end of medium, so probably like 8 feet tall, somewhere around there.
What's the wingspan?
According to that picture, they're all like 5 feet wide
Yeah.
at the shoulder.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll stick by Day, right to the side of him.
All right, and then Navasi's staying back a bit. So as you're traveling through the jungle, you hear some strange sounds. Like you hear this like high-pitched screech almost, as it like builds up to like a crescendo, and then all of a sudden you hear this crashing through the canopy above you as a huge shard of the energy shield from above the planet crashes down into the jungle, and everybody needs to make a save.
What type of save?
Generic save?
It is
Just average them all?
I lost it. Where'd it go? I tried to give myself some time to find it, and then it. Where'd it go?
Well, you haven't required me to make a reflex save yet, so that's what I'm going to do.
There it is. A basic reflex save. Yes, reflex makes perfect sense. So this is a hazard. So this is the triggering event. The hazard happens first, then we'll roll initiative. So give me a reflex save.
Would these be considered skill checks?
It's a reflex save. No, it's not a skill.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
7.
16.
13.
All right. So, Day, you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
I deal 1 fire damage back to it.
Obazoya, you take 12 bludgeoning damage as you critically failed and take double damage.
It's so exciting for me.
And then it was DC 17, so I believe both. What'd you have? Isef?
16?
16.
Yeah,
so
we
you
both,
just take...
we both failed.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Isef takes 6 damage, and Navasi takes 7 damage. I believe Isef has resistance 1 to physical damage as an android. I think is where you get that from. So instead of what did I say 6, you'd only take 5, which is pretty sweet. And then we're gonna roll for initiative against this hazard.
So, I'm sorry. This was part of the shield and it fell down?
Yeah.
I thought it was energy.
So it's both.
Oh, it's just solid lasers.
Kinda, yeah. It's pretty cool.
That light is so hard.
So on Foundry you can click the die to roll it, or roll it physically, and I'll change it. And I'll roll for my hazard as well.
You gotta put us in the carousel first.
I did.
Nope. Combat state.
Is it hidden?
There we go.
I see it.
I don't. I'll refresh.
That's a good idea. All right, let's roll higher than a 6 this time. No!
I don't know what mine is. I just know it's high, but it's under the survey site.
It's not. You rolled a 4.
Oh, nice.
Just obviously I also rolled a 4,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
So that would be a 9 total.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a +5.
Oh, yeah. I didn't take into consideration my plus.
What's Opazoya's plus?
3.
Okay. And Isef, you rolled a 17. What's your plus?
7, so 24.
Whoa! That's really fast. Why isn't it changing? There we go. And Navasi?
16.
That's way better than the natural run I just rolled in the carousel. Okay. So it's going to be... So here with the hazard, what's happening is as you're going through the jungle, pieces of the energy shield are crashing to the jungle floor. So there's one big one that just landed. If you look up, you can see there's other smaller ones raining down in your area. So a normal hazard, you can try tests to disable it. Typically, it's like a trap, but this, you're just basically it's an environmental hazard. Some hazards you can attack to just destroy it, but that is not an option here. You can dodge. You can use acrobatics to dodge its rain of energy pieces, athletics to outrun it, or survival to seek shelter in rocky terrain. Let's see. If you earned at least... you earned at least 2 survival points while inspecting any of the strange rock formations. You did. You can also attempt life science lore. Nobody has that, right? So I can just stop saying that one. Nature or religion to generate a protective barrier using life essence from the nearby outcroppings.
I'm gonna outrun it. 13.
Okay.
Wait, why did we do initiative? Does
Yeah,
this thing have an initiative?
Yes. So not Day's turn yet.
Oh.
It's Seth first. So acrobatics, athletics, survival, nature, or religion.
I'll use acrobatics
To dodge the pieces coming down.
to get a 9.
Okay. All right. So that is not a success. So in this case, with a hazard failing, like acrobatics to dodge, doesn't mean you just take damage. When it gets to the hazards initiative, it will essentially attack you all again. You need to make enough disable successes to get away from the hazard, basically. So next is Navasi.
So this isn't something that I can take cover from, is it?
You can make a survival test to try to take cover, or nature or religion.
Unfortunately, that's not going to work. But I will do a acrobatics
Alrighty.
to try to dodge.
And like each of these skills has a slightly different DC. Some are easier for you, some are more difficult.
15. Did you say that we get a bonus? No, that was just you can use life science for stuff. 15.
All right. Next would be Day. What'd you do?
I'm gonna run. And I rolled the same number, 13.
Good, cheater.
was my turn?
Then it's my turn for the hazard. So each of you needs to make another basic reflex save.
What about me?
Everybody.
24.
So we're just collectively dodging enough that we get away from it as a group?
Essentially, yeah. It's either you get enough successes or it goes a certain number of rounds and the reign of energy pieces is over.
22.
Oh, nice.
24.
18.
A day.
Yeah.
25.
Wait.
All right. So what was Obazoya's?
22.
Okay, so everybody succeeds. So I'm just gonna roll.
26.
This time I'm just gonna roll 1 damage and apply it to everybody. Everybody succeeds. So you take half damage here, so it's 1, because you always round down.
I do 1 fire damage back to it.
So remember, Seth, you would take 0 there because you have 1, because it's bludgeoning. 1 resistance to that. Now it's Obazoya's turn for the end of round 1.
Obozaya will run.
So athletics
Yes.
to run.
Nat 19.
Ooh, what's
24.
the total? 24. So that is a success. And then back to the top, so it's back to Isef.
Can I do an acrobatics again?
Yep.
Yep. That's what-
Yeah, you can do the same thing or something else.
It's a 6 this time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 6 this time.
13.
Okay. Next was Navasi, right? Yeah.
Also acrobatics? A 9.
Nope. Day?
Run.
Athletics?
22.
All right, so you got a success. And now I hit you again as the shards fly. Another basic reflex save. Let's hear some low numbers for funsies.
19.
16.
Okay.
20.
Okay.
12.
All right, so everybody passed except for Navasi.
I
So
tripped.
Navasi is gonna take 4 damage. Everybody else takes 2, except for SF.
Stop
You take
it.
1.
I do 1 fire damage back to
You
it.
just shoot up at the sky.
Yeah.
And then it is Obazoya's turn again.
Run.
Athletics.
8.
Good job.
Nope. Back to the top. SF.
Acrobatics.
We're rapid firing now.
Ooh, 20.
20. That's another success. Navasi.
Also acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Natural 1.
Oh! Luckily for you, there's nothing about critical failures here. It's just if you get successes, it's better. And then it's Day's turn again.
Run!
Just throwing the dice across the room?
17.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the 4th success that you needed. You have, quote, disabled the trap. You've all managed to get away from it enough that where it was raining down, you've gotten out of the area. And you're like, whew. As you're catching your breath, we are going to jump to the next map we have for this adventure.
I'm going to be applying a med patch real quick because I am hurting pretty bad.
All right. So med patch is kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a healing potion.
Yep. It just stimulates your body's natural ability to heal itself. I am at 4 hit points, so I need it.
All right. I'll allow you to do that as you all hear this weird buzzing noise. And if you look around, you see 4 drones zipping towards you through the jungle. They got little like buzz saws. They look kind of like a Mr. Handy from Fallout. But this one has 5 little robot arms sticking out with all kinds of different attachments. They got like energy chainsaw arms. They got like needle arms and clamp arms, and looks like a gun on one arm. So you are gonna once again roll for initiative.
Mr. Handy is a lot better than looking like Mr. Hands.
What?
You really just don't say anything. You don't just think anything that you don't immediately say.
No, it's actually just one nerve. My doctor said that.
What's your bonus?
I think you just said you had a lot of nerve.
7.
Thank you, King.
Yours was
3.
What are we doing?
initiative. As these things are coming towards you with the buzzsaws, and they're clearly looking to hurt you.
Friends of yours, Galeric?
Glaric's not there.
Why not? Where did he go?
I said he was staying back with the other stone people.
Horrible. I miss him.
So it's that plus 5.
Well done.
A hard 8.
Yep. And Navasi?
16.
16. Hey, look at that. Don't quite go first, but Isef does. So you see, as you glance around through the forest, you can see, you hear this coming from every direction, and there's literally one of these little drone things coming at you from each compass direction.
So can I attack any of them?
So what do you do? Yeah. If you want to.
Yeah, okay. I'll attack the one from the north then, because that's the first direction.
I like that. So are you in range of your pistol?
How far is it?
Your pistol range is 60 feet.
Oh, totally.
And then she can measure
Yeah.
45 feet away.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can aim and shoot if you want, or do that moving and
I'll
aiming
just
thing.
aim and shoot.
So first action aim, second action strike with the semi-automatic pistol.
So 12. Oh, nope.
What's that?
21.
Oh, 12 on the die.
Yeah.
All right, that's definitely a hit.
So now you can roll damage.
Which, both of them or just the one?
Both of them, right? Because she aimed.
Are they immune to precision damage?
Actually, that's a good question. They do have a lot, as a robot, they do have a lot of immunities. Precision is not one of them. So yeah, D6 plus D4.
Nice.
That would be a 4.
Okay. Where'd their HP go? There it is. Okay. Cool. And then it's my turn.
She could shoot again.
Oh yeah, I got one more action.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot again.
I forgot. But now you're -5.
So 23.
With the -5?
Mhm.
Whoa, okay. So, yeah, that's a hit. Not a crit, but
And then 3.
another 3 damage. So this thing is, like, sparking. It's not quite destroyed yet. And it, like, aims its gun thing at you and sprays this torrent of water. And it effectively does the spell hydraulic push, but, like, mechanically. So I'm going to make an attack roll against you.
What's the range on that?
60 feet as well.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. As I go back to see what its attack is. Okay, how do I determine that?
It'd be its spell attack.
Well, it's not-
Last DC?
Yeah, it says it functions as a first rank hydraulic push. I'm guessing I just add my dex modifier?
Or hydraulic push isn't like it's not one of the save spells or something
No,
like
its
that?
defense is AC, so it's because it's an attack. It has the attack trait. It says you call forth a powerful blast of pressurized water that bludgeons the target and knocks it back. Make a ranged spell attack. But it doesn't have a ranged spell thing. Oh, here's its range. It's +7. Okay, what'd I roll? So I got a 15 against Isef, which I don't think is enough. I'll find your armor class.
Got 18.
18, so it does miss.
Dope.
Which is real good. So, yeah, miss just doesn't do anything. I have to succeed. Do anything there because it was an attack. So the next one, let's see, its speed is that. So I think I need to do 2 moves to get up there. So I'm gonna, this one to the east is gonna move twice and then strike at day.
You can try.
I am gonna try. I'm gonna try real hard. Nope. I didn't try very hard because I got a 9.
Okay.
The next one's going to do the same thing, but to Obazoya. We'll wait to do that one against Obazoya. The one to the south is going to move up and try to attack Navasi. With a sharp tool, is how it's described. And I rolled a natural 2. So, I mean, I have Obazoya's information here, so we'll see how it does against Obazoya. Oh, that might actually hit. I got a dirty 20. Obazoya has an 18 armor class, so Obazoya is going to take 2 piercing damage. Not so good.
So just 2.
Yeah. Obazoya doesn't have any damage reduction or anything. Okay, so then next in our initiative here is Navasi. Now you're pretty surrounded. 3 of these things are in melee. 1 is pretty far away now after it shot that water. But that one's quite damaged.
Navasi's not too proud to note that she is by far the nearest to unconsciousness here. She's struggling the most. So she uses a directive, get him, to get everyone to focus fire on the one right in front of her, and then she will follow up with her acquire asset ability to try to glean some information as well.
Nice.
So this will be a 16 to hit. No. Yes, 16 to hit, but it has a -1 to AC.
All right, so that's a hit.
All right, so because I followed up my directive by leading by example, everybody else gets the +1 to damage, but for this, I get +3 circumstance bonus to the damage.
Yo, nice.
Nice. And that's with a...
And that apparently just is until my next turn. So if I manage to hit it again, I think it would still apply.
So I'm assuming this is with your knife?
Can I not use my my pistol?
No, I guess Pathfinder doesn't really have rules that hurt you to use a ranged weapon in melee.
It would depend on its traits.
Yeah, it doesn't have any. It's
And
just,
it doesn't have
yeah, it's
one.
just a pistol. So no, you can shoot your pistol. We can
I'm
say
gonna
that
do
was your
that.
pistol. So D6 plus 3 damage.
Or what does
So
the
that's 7
analog
damage?
trait do?
Analog means it doesn't get affected by like spells that affect tech,
Oh, cool.
because like it's not
No EMP
computerized.
weakness.
Yeah.
So that's 7 damage.
Ooh. Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the one from the east. All right. Do you have another action?
I do have one more action.
Cool.
I let's see. I'm going to use a recall knowledge check to see if I can discern anything about this thing and maybe its weaknesses or attack patterns.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess computers. That
That-
seems to make sense.
I like the sound of that a lot because it's a robot.
And I get a +1 because it is my asset because I sized it up.
Okay.
So this is at a +6. That's a 24.
Ooh, almost a crit. So what do you want to know?
Weaknesses, behavior,
So you
how
know,
to trick it.
as a robot, it has weakness electricity 1. So if
I'll
it gets
certainly-
hit with any electricity, it takes 1 additional damage in addition to whatever else.
Would weaknesses also declare its resistances?
No. Recall knowledge, you get 1.
Oh, okay.
I should have done that as a secret check. I forgot, but that's fine. Okay, so after Navasi is
Sun Puncher, you don't
Obazoya.
have any sort of electric punches, do you?
No,
It's just sun punches.
I also can punch with gravity.
Better
Obazoya.
than nothing, I guess.
Well, you had to step away. One of these drones ran up and stabbed you with a big needle for 2 damage.
I changed it for you.
Thank you.
And
But I also used my ability Get 'em so that the one to the south of me has a -1 to AC. And you have a +1 to damage against it.
Wonderful.
So basically, Navasi told you, kill this one before it kills me.
Yeah.
Kill.
You don't have to do that. You just get better attack rolls for your buck.
Oh, also, because you weren't here when I moved up, if you wanted to use your quick swap
Yes.
reaction to switch from your machine gun to your Dashko, I'm okay with you doing that.
No. If Obazoya's ally is in trouble, that is the primary target.
Okay.
So I will shoot at the one attacking my ally.
So you ignore the one that's stabbing you and just turn around and shoot the one attacking Navasi.
Yes.
I kind of love that.
That's awesome.
I like that a lot.
This is why I like working with her.
20.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a hit. Especially with the -1 AC.
5.
And that
You
is
get a
the
+1 to
one-
damage, though.
6.
Oh wait, you were attacking the one to the south. You said
Yes.
no. Navasi was. I put on
Yes.
the wrong one. So that one is destroyed. It had 1 hit point left. So first action, you shot it, destroyed it.
Okay.
So then you still have 2 actions.
Second action, may I swap? Not as a reaction, but just
I'll allow you to like drop your machine gun and pull out your Dashko.
sir.
Girl.
Or it's 2 interact actions to stow your machine gun and draw your Dashko.
Okay.
Will you drop the machine gun? Or you could just keep shooting. That's up to you.
I will shoot.
Which one?
The one stabbing me.
Okay.
14.
With the -5?
Yes.
Okay. That is a hit.
1.
Yeah! You did it. Good job. Last one, -10.
No. I got nothing. I rolled a 6.
Cool. And then it is Day's turn.
I'm gonna sun punch the one to my diagonal.
So what is Sun Punch? This is your solar weapon photon?
Yeah,
So you have a battle ribbon
I
as your
do.
weapon.
I do. So that's to be an 18.
All right, it's a hit.
So this, because it's in melee, will do a D8 +4.
Yup.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Solarians are like your heavy hitters.
8.
They're kind of glass cannony. And you sun punch it into oblivion
Nice.
as it's got deaded.
And then I'll turn around. Well, not turn
around.
around. I'll just lean back and finger gun the other one fighting Obagoya.
With a solar
Are
shot.
you doing
Yeah.
a bridge?
Yeah.
I like just lean back.
It's like I'm summoning my stand almost. And that's going to be probably not enough. 3.
I was gonna say, don't forget the map, but it sounds like you didn't.
Nope. I have a +5 on ranged, so it was just the die roll.
Okay. Yeah, that's a critical miss.
It is?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
No, it totally does.
wait, what? Really?
Yeah, so with my heritage of Mayel's Chosen, the first time each day that I critically fail a saving throw, never mind.
So close. You were so close. You got one action left.
Yeah,
5th failure.
I'm gonna do it again. But what I forgot last time was to do this one with feeling,
Oh, that's true.
and that's a 4,
This
so
is
that's a
-5.
-1.
-1. So another critical failure.
Yeah.
All right. And then back to the top with Isef. So there's still. Oh no, I didn't delete the one next to Day because you obliterated that one. Isef.
So is there still? Are they all close to us, or is there still one far out?
There's one still far to the north.
All right, I'll go that one, and then I'll move and aim. Just like 20 feet.
Okay, so your mobile aim, and then so you get to move and aim at the same time, and then you can shoot it.
And
Are you
so-
moving straight forward to it, or are you sort of doing a side strafe?
a side strafe to get it at an angle?
Nice.
13. Nope, 14.
Which is it?
14.
Okay. Final answer.
Yep.
It's a hit.
So I use both still?
Yep. D6, D4,
That is a 6.
and you hit it just like Han Solo shooting the probe droid, and explodes. And there's one left, the one that stabbed Obazoya, and you still have an action. I think you said you're moving towards it, right?
Yep. So I'll just shoot again. Does that work?
Yep. But -5, so only +4 this time.
22.
Wow. Okay. Definitely hit it. You guys just aren't missing.
And then 6 again.
And it had one left, so it's gone. Phew. Those things were weak sauce. All right.
Good job, everyone.
So you managed to get to the nearest Magitech tower without further difficulty. So you're able to send a signal to temporarily stabilize the collapsing energy field. Instead of falling in great shards to the surface, the energy shield slowly dissipates into the atmosphere. With the planet once again in relative safety, the Waden Knights begin the process of establishing peaceful relations with the Alethi Alliance.
So we saved the day?
You saved the day!
We did it.
It says, while the Alliance is eager to establish itself in the modern era, multiple Alethi Alliance factions are still convinced that the war against the Civ Dominion is imminent. Some believe that the Alliance should test the quantum technology further to see what other uses it might have, or perhaps vanish for several thousand years. More years to remain safe from invasion. The future of the Alliance remains uncertain. So there's a tiny little bit that you, like lore that you missed. You could have gotten from the second round of talking to Glaric. Glaric, about these other people. The Civ are the others that came and like ruined their technology and got these people stuck in this quantum realm for like 1,000 years.
It's not my fault. He rolls his R's. He's impossible to understand.
Other than that, you guys succeeded with flying colors. You got the, not max, but the max in terms of like what information you can get from the survey points. The fights you just steamrolled. And I think
The hazard was the one that really screwed me over.
yeah, the hazard was the worst one. Well, the big thing is that the trigger for the hazard when it starts, it's a DC 17 basic reflex save for D6 + 2 damage. which isn't terrible. But then every time I got to do it, it was a DC 16 basic reflex save for D4 plus 1 bludgeoning damage. So like, it's the idea between that and the Scorish, which is the creature that you wrecked in one round and ran away. The idea is you'd be a little weakened before getting to the drone fight. And by the book, it was only supposed to be 3 drones, but I was like, they're so piddly. Let's just have 1 per party member because they're creature -1.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they only had 8
I was
hit
re-
points.
Can I say that there was one ability that I'd wanted to use that I didn't get a chance to?
What's that?
It's a reaction that basically when one of my comrades is going to get attacked, I can just give them a +2 to AC.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's dope.
I missed
Yeah.
that one. What's that?
Get down or something like
Watch
that.
out.
Watch out, yeah.
That's really good.
I just tell someone to not stop looking at the enemies. But it's like really, I'm very happy to play a support character that isn't a caster. That is cool to me.
I like the Envoy a lot. I think it's a really cool build.
Yeah. Does
Um,
anybody else have abilities they wanted to use that they didn't get a chance to?
Yeah, I had 2 dope ones. So the thing with the attunement, you have a bunch of actions that are called cycle actions that change your attunement from solar to gravity whenever you use them. And then you can take an action to switch back if you need to. But I had one called Stellar Rush where I double stride with +10 feet on both of those strides. And if you're in Photon, it leaves like a trail of solar energy that conceals anything on either side of it.
Yeah, it's like Tron Bike.
And
That's awesome.
If you are currently using the gravity one, enemies within 15 feet attempt a fort save, and on a failure, they're pulled directly towards you. The other one is
so
a
cool.
Right.
supernova, where if you're in fire, well, I guess either one, you can either shoot it in a cone or explode it within just 30 feet around yourself. So in that fight, it would have hurt everybody. But if it's fire, they can get dazzled or blinded, then they take fire damage. And if it's gravity, they do something different. Oh, it does a
Take gravity
D8.
damage.
It does a D8 if it's I don't know. There's some stuff there.
Yeah, Day's definitely the
cool.
most complicated character here.
I like the modal nature of it though.
Yeah, and so when
Like
you
you
use
either go hot or cold, basically.
yeah.
I had this really cool combat action called Barricade. And it says you hastily create a barricade using nearby items, junk, or debris. The barricade provides lesser cover for you and one other ally, though you can take cover to increase the benefit to stand cover. The barricade's flimsy and falls apart at the end of your next turn. There isn't normally enough material for you to build a second barricade in the same space unless you're in a particularly cluttered area at the GM's discretion. And I
That's
thought
awesome.
super
That's so
cool.
goony.
Yeah,
Right? And it's one action.
yeah.
I
Yep.
I told her about it earlier today and described it like, in one of the Lego games when they're just like build
Yeah.
something in half a second.
Or just throw down like a bar table and hunker down behind it.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I was a little disappointed to see you didn't get a chance to use your auto fire from the
Yeah.
machine gun to shoot a 20-foot cone
Yep.
that just hits any enemies within it and they get a basic reflex save. And you're able to ignore 2 allies within that cone.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That
friendly
sounds super
fire.
good.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate the drones all came at us from different directions, so it was very much not well designed to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I thought maybe you Obadiah could have like stepped around to catch 3 of them in the cone, but then
No, Dan, I gave her a directive though.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she
Yep.
could have stepped around, shot the 3 drones in the cone, and then had the primary. What is it? Your primary target?
Yeah.
Isn't the
as
cone
that
thing
one?
Isn't the cone the auto fire thing like a 2-round action though?
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
She could move and then shoot that, but she only would have been able to ignore 2 of the 3 people,
Right.
allies standing there. So that was a cool one. I think SF basically did all they could do because they're like move
Yeah.
and shoot.
Yep.
I did
Very cool,
forget to remind you about the force field. They do have a force field as part of their personal
Oh, do they?
augmentations as a android, which works like a shield in Pathfinder, except it has 6 hit points and replenishes 2 on your turn. says when it's active, any damage you would take is applied to the force field's hit points first before being applied to your hit points. If damage from an attack or effect reduces the force field to 0 hit points, you take any excess damage and the force field deactivates.
Oh, you're a Protoss.
And then you can just spend an action
awesome.
to reactivate it,
Oh, that's so cool.
which is
I'm
really
jealous.
neat.
Just
That
think about
plus
all the
the 1
pylons
damage
you could
reduction.
construct.
Yeah.
All the additional pylons you could
Oh,
construct
yeah.
as a Protoss.
Yeah, so the other playtest adventure is for these characters. There's a few that we didn't. There are 2 that we didn't choose. If people wanted to change it up for the next time, it came from the Vast. That's a level 5 adventure. So
Hell yeah!
It's all the same pre-gens, just up to level 5. So
Nice.
that one's really cool. That takes place on a spaceship. But I didn't want to jump into 5th level characters right away.
Yeah,
It's like
that's fair.
Valid.
there's a lot
Oh,
going
valid.
on there. I mean, there's plenty.
Maybe that was the intent behind the first enemy being kind of weak sauce, was that like for a lot of people who aren't intimately familiar with the Pathfinder 2 rule set, it might have been a lot to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already a lot going on with these first level characters as it is. So other things that they have out for this, there's an adventure called, what is it? Because there's like, it's like a cosmic birthday, where some like new like demigod is born into existence, and it's kind of like a deluxe adventure for Pathfinder. It goes from level you start level 1 and you go through level 3. At the end of the adventure, you're level 4.
Okay.
Which is really dope. That they're planning on releasing 2 of those. That's the first one, if I can find it, because I can't remember the name. Cosmic Birthday. I was very close.
Cosmic Birthday
called
is such
Cosmic
a funny
Birthday.
combination of words.
All right, so the description is a nascent cosmic entity stirs deep within one of the Pact World's planets. To aid the god's birth, its most devoted followers search the ghost levels of Absalom Station for sufficient power source. I guess I shouldn't say all of that, but that's fine. It's kind of
pretty awesome.
telling you what too much for the players. Sounds really cool, but like that's one that we can make characters from the playtest book. Start at level 1, so if you want to be a brain jellyfish, Tim, you can. Or if you want to be a bug person that's not a mystic. And then I think at the end of October, there's a second one coming out called Empires Devoured, which is supposed to start at like 10th level. So people can play test, higher powered characters.
Oh man, I'm eager, man. Put me in, coach.
Let's see if I can find it. The only problem is those deluxe adventures are not free.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Birthday is currently available. The other one comes out in October. So
I will buy it if you play this with me and podcast about it.
Sold.
I was gonna say, if anybody wants to really quick PayPal Dan 1 cent, go towards it. That would be great.
That would give me 2 cents in PayPal towards it. Where did I see it as level 10?
That first penny needs to be applied to buying me Malifaux to send to Dylan to paint for me.
No, going towards me buying Malifaux for me to paint and play with.
No, you said you would do that if someone PayPal'd you the money and then you linked your PayPal.
No, I said I would buy Malifaux for me. Yeah, it's Adventure for 10th level characters. We don't have as much information about that one yet, but people are surmising that like if it's like a deluxe adventure, it'll probably be 10, 11, 12, and then end at 13.
I
which
just
sounds
realized
awesome.
you can just put Brennan in anywhere in a Starfinder
That's
campaign.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brennan was actually very influenced by a Starfinder character. It was a
Nice.
Yosoki operative who took like it was Starfinder first edition, so it was like multi-classing into like a biomancer or something.
Oh, cool.
Not biomancer, but he was like a doctor.
Oh, yeah. That sounds cool. I want to make characters for this and play it a lot.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, I would love to run a Cosmic Birthday. People want to make characters. So,
Is that the 1 through 3 one?
Yeah. The other one's not out yet. So just to give you guys an idea, the classes, we saw the Envoy, we saw the Solarian, the Soldier, and the Operative. There's also the Mystic and the Witch Warper, which are kind of like cleric and wizard, sort of. You know, it's not directly comparable,
Yeah,
but
space
that
themed,
kind
but
of
yes.
idea. And then the ancestries we saw, you know, obviously we saw humans as well in the NPCs. But there's, and again, with these classes and ancestries, it's Pathfinder, so there's a lot of different ways you can build them. Like you can build a soldier that doesn't work the same way Obozoya did. But let's see, there's android Barathu, that's the like jellyfish brain. Human Kasathas, this forearm guy with a cone head. Lashuntas are they're kind of like elven with tentacle antennas that have some limited telepathy.
I like those guys too.
Yeah, they're from Castrovel.
Starfinder has like a target-rich environment for races that I really dig.
For real. The Patra was Day. It's funny, the picture they used for the Patra in the core book is one of the heritages is like a small size Patra. Yeah. Then there's the Shirin are like bug people that can have wings. They can get like limited flight as they level up. Skittermanders are my favorite. I love Skittermanders, little fuzzy 6-arm things. The Vesk, your lizard people that are very warlike. Yosoki are one of the core ancestries. Rat folk. And then there are two, what do they call them? Special heritages. Like, instead of being like a half-orc or whatever, there's Borai. Says simultaneously living and dead, a corpse reanimated by its own soul into something just barely living.
That's rad as hell.
Despite being despite being corporeal and dead, a Borai's body is alive and functions as a living shell that protects their tattered undead soul, making them something altogether unique. So you can play like a sort of undead version of any of the ancestries.
You can really feel like Paizo trying to like stretch and like distance itself from a lot of the legacy
Yup.
race class combinations of D&D.
In the best way.
Especially because you can still use all of those regular fantasy
Yeah.
races in there too.
Like I said, you can
mean,
be
you
a goblin barbarian in Starfinder if you want. We're not gonna, because we're playtesting the stuff, but
Yeah.
the other versatile heritage, that's what it's called, is a Prismeni. Prismenis are suffused with the energy of the drift, which is kind of like how you do like space travel. You go into the drift,
Yes.
like
Oh,
warp
hell yeah.
travel.
Already, yes.
So suffuse the energy of the drift, a recently discovered hyperspace plane, and are spiritual kin to the spectra that who call that plane home. Wherever they go, I can't read today. Wherever they go and whatever they do, they carry a fragment of the drift inside them and can access that plane and its power through this internal connection. So what you get from this is pretty cool. For the heritage, so this is when like you choose your ancestry instead of choosing one of the ancestry's heritages, you choose Prismeni or Borai, whatever it was. So the Prismeni says you have an innate connection to the drift. You gain the Prismeni trait in addition to the traits from your ancestry. While in the drift, you can automatically pinpoint the location of drift beacons, drift drives, drift engines, and other drift-related technology within a 100-mile radius. So like Prismeni are people, you're going to see these mostly hired on vessels to be able to navigate through the drift. If you're piloting a starship that doesn't have a drift engine, you can serve as a connection between the drift and that starship. This is a 1-minute activity that has a concentrate trait, blah, blah, blah. You can concentrate to bring your ship into the drift to do drift
All
travel.
I'm hearing is Evangelion. That's
Yeah.
all I can hear.
It's so cool. And then, of course, that allows you to take feats along with that heritage.
So what I'm hearing, and you can't say no to this, is that I can have a ship that is also my girlfriend.
I am excited to see what they do for like ship and mech rules in this, because that was a big part of Starfinder First Edition. They added that. I think they had like ship combat in the core book, but I know that's something that people are really hoping changes dramatically in Second Edition.
Did they have androids?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they were in Starfinder before Pathfinder.
I just didn't remember you listing them on the.
Oh yeah.
thing.
That was the first one.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Kyndra's character was an android.
Oh.
I'm surprised he even saw any other character than himself, honestly.
I didn't. My glasses actually are just mirrors.
Yeah, he had sun punch blinders on.
That was really funny. But yeah, I'm super pumped for this game. I love Pathfinder Second Edition as it is, and this is being built with the remaster already integrated into it, so it's not like we're gonna have to rechange things briefly. But yeah, I like I said, I will absolutely run the Cosmic Birthday. So you can get to play in that and make your own characters.
We put it on the Lost Omens feed too.
We could do it as a podcast. We could potentially stream it and then put the audio on that feed. That sounds
awesome.
great. So what do we think of Starfinder second edition so far?
I like the first one and I like the second one 2E.
It's more Pathfinder Second Edition. I'm not going to say bad things.
Correct.
Same.
Real quick, what everybody think about their class and ancestry?
Would have been a lot cooler if it was a crab person.
That's fair. Are there? I can't think of any crab people as playable ancestry in
Hominids.
Pathfinder yet.
There's hominids.
Oh, you can be an ascended animal
Yeah.
and be a crab. But again,
Yes, hello again.
Hello.
Question for Dan. Throw something at Tim.
question.
Envoy is cool if you want something kind of tactical that is not like kind of a center stage
Got you, Ryan.
thing.
Yeah.
Like I like the Envoy for, face character support mostly, doesn't really shine in combat. I like that.
It's like Buff Rogue almost. Like,
Right?
Yeah, you get a bunch of cool interaction things.
And again, there's different ways to build the Envoy too. Like,
Right.
Navasi was you take a leadership style. Hers was guns blazing.
Yeah, I didn't feel that in my play, but that's fine.
You played her more like from the front. There's from the shadows and in the spotlight and hotshot. Oh, and infosphere director through desperate times. There's a bunch of different ways.
I really
want to
do something that is deep in the infosphere. I want to be an information broker in this world.
That sounds awesome.
At level 20, you just straight up can use Google as many times as you wanted to.
That one gives you
Level 20 only has one sentence associated with it. You are the internet.
you gain computers as a trained skill at first level, and you gain digital diversion as a bonus feat.
Oh, nice. I can be Mirage from freaking what's it called? Apex.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Because you're excited about this, I'm gonna look up digital diversion real quick.
Nice.
Are
Are we keeping people? Should we call it?
No, we're talking about Starfinder. Let's see.
Okay.
Digital diversion. You have to be trained in computers. Whether it's a sudden comm unit ping or a warning alarm on an equipment display, you can create a diversion by using computers instead of deception on a target carrying, wearing, or wielding a tech item. So that's where analog comes in. If they're only wielding analog items, this wouldn't work.
So I had a infiltration kit and a hacking kit. I really would love a character that's focused around hacking. I would just be playing Cyberpunk or NetHack or something.
Right. That Cosmic Birthday says it sounds like it takes place on Absalom Station, so much better chance of that kind of play than this.
I heard
Will I
their
be able to
sewers are
suplex
filled
the
with
train?
dirtbags.
What was that, Ben?
Will I be able to suplex a train?
It's surprising how many times suplexing a train has come up in the last 2 weeks.
Seriously, it's at least the second time, which is way more than usual. But yeah, so Dani, Kyndra, anything about your class ancestry Starfinder so far?
No. No. Meh. I was nervous. I had talked to Dan about this with playing another soldier, and I was like, oh, is this going to be like too Mina? But it's just so different because, with like a machine gun and a, lightsaber axe and stuff like that, it's just very different settings. So it made it for a really different gameplay.
Don't take this the wrong way. They seemed much more. Obadiah seemed much more professional than Mina. Mina
for sure.
seems much more ad-libbing, like cosplaying a soldier than an actual soldier.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
So there's some distance there.
Yeah.
As far as a real thing about the character I played, though, I really like action economy switching stuff. Like, I really liked Elementalist. What was it in Pathfinder First Edition?
Kineticist?
Kineticist. So I really like the whole cycle mechanic and it changing kind of like what all of your abilities do and have access to,
Yeah,
like
like,
based on how you're.
Sort of kineticist, sort of magus. Like there's
Yeah.
definite like
I-
DNA from it.
I love that type of gameplay, personally. Because it's like, okay, if my first action I do this, and then I shift into the other form, and then I punch the sun, and then I convert back downshift into a rear modulator.
Convert back downshift?
Yeah, it's a triple negative.
Into a rear modulator, Dan.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Rylan says, Dan, DM a game for me. We do that twice a year with our King Ding Doppeldongers on Patreon. Join us for games, and I would love to, for the next one, will be in the winter. I would love to do Starfinder for that. I'd be super down for that. So, yeah. If you enjoyed what you've seen here today, I definitely plan on doing more Starfinder as much as I can wrangle people into the basement to play. Make sure to check out professionalcasual.com to see all the stuff we do, including our other actual plays, like a Grim Podcast of Perilous Adventure, and the upcoming Doomstones that I know we've been saying upcoming for a long time, but it is in the works and will be out real soon, as well as our Soulbound streams, which actually we're doing in 2 days on Saturday.
That's what's going on Saturday.
No stream again.
Oh, yeah, I was meant to tell you about that, Ben. Sorry.
It's all right.
Womp womp.
It's like whatever. I'll just play rando by myself. It's cool.
We're playing for that. We are continuing our Blackened Earth campaign for the Soulbound, the Age of Sigmar RPG that we really love the system for with that. Make sure to check out the Twitch here, as Rylan knows, pretty much every day, between Tim streaming Vidya games, as he likes to call it, on weekdays, which we stole his spot here today. Ben playing some Vidya games on Saturdays. Dr. D doing his hobby hangouts on Sunday and Monday. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we got to finish this up so I can go play WoW.
No.
Ah, nuts.
Oh, nobody even used a single hero point that whole time either.
I didn't need it. I'm awesome at everything.
Maybe try next time, Dan.
I seriously considered just like being like, I want another turn with a Scorish. I'm just gonna give it 20 more HP. But I was like, man, I'm like, the whole point of this is a playtest.
It's meant for playtesting.
Right. I don't want to change things if I can help it. Like, I added another Brobot to that last encounter, and it still was no problem. I think I did 2 damage total to
What time on Saturday?
2 p.m. Magnets. But yeah, thanks everybody
Okay.
for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.